Uchiha here back with another part of What If Naruto Was the Last Male. It's the part 3. Last time we left off this series when the Chunin exam were taking place as when Gaara female proposed her love to Naruto and said she will fight for his love against Sasuke, her rival. And so we will continue from there on. Their fight went as in canon as female Lee swiped the floor with female Sasuke, which she was getting more pissed because she also liked Naruto, as well as the other girls were getting pissed at Lee, while Naruto was being shy and just blushing at Lee for some reason. He didn't even knew himself. As we progress our story to the preliminaries, as every fight goes as in canon, but the only difference is that whenever a girl wins, because once again I have to tell you guys that universe only Naruto is the last male and every other person species or even the Kyobis are in female version. So let's continue. Oh, ps, I'm making this up at the same time. I didn't write down any script, so if you don't mind me stuttering, then let's continue. As every fight goes as in canon, but the only difference is that the female Orochimaru this time has given curse mark to Sasuke as well for get trying to get his Sharingan as in canon, but also to Naruto because she wants him as her mate because he's the last male, and she also wants to do some kind of experiments on it because she's Orochimaru. Doesn't matter her gender. But as she bit Naruto's neck in the Forest of Death arc, but the mark suddenly disappeared because female Kyuubi got angry at female Orochimaru because she thought that she had only the right to hurt or to do this kind of thing to Naruto. Let's continue to the preliminaries. Preliminaries matches went as in canon, as everything was going as in canon, as there was a 1 month gap for the finals, as after a 1 month time skip, they all came back for the final examination to become Chunins, as Naruto had the first fight with female Neji because in preliminaries Hinata still got pretty much close to death because of Neji, but Naruto jumped in and glared at Neji, which female Neji flinched a bit, but then she spotted the same nonsense about destiny and that all, and Naruto somehow managed to beat female Neji without using Kyuubi chakra because he was mad at what Neji did, and he did the Talk no Jutsu on her, saying that it doesn't matter the faith, told faith shit you talk about. Everyone has his faith in their own hands and they can change it, as well as infecting Hyugas to change their ways, also, as well as making Hinata fall for him even harder. As this was going on, female Gara, we forgot about her, as female Gara was just looking and glaring at Naruto with psychopathic smile, was saying because female Shikako was saying you need her, you need to breed with her, with him. As Shikaku was also a female in this, and she knew that if Gara can breed with him, she can take over and also breed with him because everyone is this for this woman. So yeah, let's continue. But as everything was went in canon, as the final battle was between Naruto and female Gara, as their fight went on, and female Gara started to lose control over herself as the Shikaku started to came out and signaling the Konoha crush to begin. But this was a different kind of Konoha crush. They were attacking Konoha for the last male to get him for all by themselves. But Orochimaru, being there as a Kazekage, took Minato and Hiruzen along with female Kushina, female Hiruzen as well, to a separate place so that they can have their final battle there. But she then revived the first and the second Hokage as well to even out the numbers or to outnumber them. As in this battle, the third female Hokage still dies while using Reaper Death Seal on female Orochimaru's arms, causing her to lose her arms and never use a jutsu again. Whereas female Minato and Kushina took care of the first and second and managed to defeat them somehow. On the other side, the Konoha forces took care of the sand and sound shinobis, as the battle with Shikaku and Naruto still took place and the everything happened as in canon. Hence, in this process, instead of befriending female Gara, on her part, she kind of fell in love with Naruto because Naruto was just trying to befriend her and saying that you're not alone, I'm also in Jinchuriki, but she took it the other one step ahead and thought of him as her lover. As well as Temari and female Kankuro also kind of blushed at him when he smiled at them, as well as kind of female Shikaku had blush on him, at which female Kurama twitched because she could sense Shikaku blushing and got angry. As everything went as in canon and Konoha Crush was stopped, but they in process of stopping the Konoha Crush, the Konoha took a lot of damage as a lot of civilians were in wounded and in danger, as well as some shinobis. For this, female Minato called female Jiraiya, and along with Naruto, they went on to search for Tsunade so that she could heal the villagers because they were in desperate situation kind of now. As they went on their journey to search for Tsunade village from village to village, but as they were quite tired and stopped by a town quite far from Konoha, as they entered the bar, as female Jiraiya and Naruto entered the bar so that they could rest and Jiraiya could drink some sake, they saw a blonde woman with a ruby mark on her forehead drinking and yelling at the waiter, as a girl was sitting beside her with a pig on her hands. As Jiraiya said, Snade, and Snade yelled, Jiraiya, what are you doing here? As in canon. Sorry, I tried to do that, but I didn't. Now, let's get back to the story. As Jiraiya told her the situation about the village and how it's in desperate situation, they need him, and might refused and started to roast Hokages and such, and as in canon, and Naruto got angry at this. Naruto, oh, I forgot to tell you, Naruto was wearing a hood because he was the last man. Jiraiya didn't want him to catch any much attention and get raped or so. So he was wearing a hood the whole travel. As he was sitting wearing his hood, and he got pissed and he slammed his head on the table and yelled at her, as in canon. As when suddenly the hood fell down, as she saw the last male, she suddenly gasped along with Shizune. But she was about to yell out the last, as then Jiraiya covered her and Shizune's mouth and calmed them down while Naruto put back his hood on so that nobody can figure out that he is the last male. As then he told her to come back and they are in dire situation. So as a ninja of Konoha, you should come back and help them. And he pretty much pleaded her, and she was persuaded because he was the last male, and she was kind of blushing, thinking that, oh my god, the last male of Earth is kind of asking me for his help, so I can't refuse. And she decided to went back. Oh, and Orochimaru confrontation doesn't happen with Tsunade because she didn't agree to help him yet. So yeah, Orochimaru is still armless. He will figure out himself how to, you know, dispel the Reaper that seal because he is Orochimaru. He has many tricks up his sleeve. So let's go back to Konoha timescape. As when they entered Konoha, Tsunade began to heal the villagers and the shinobis because they were hurt. Everything became to go back to how it was, as Naruto was quite happy, as well as female Minato and Kushina, along with his sister Menma. Her sister Menma. I don't know if I gave Naruto siblings in this one. If I didn't, then please let me correct. He had two sisters, Menma and Mito. They are not crazy about him, but they are protective about him. Not overprotective, but protective. As they welcome him, greeted him, and so on. Their life was happy and all. Konoha was back to how it used to be, hustling and bustling in the Konoha village streets. And yeah, Tsunade has returned as took her place as the hospital head and was training Sakura. Whereas female Sasuke, whose curse mark who had curse mark on her neck, still left the village to gain power because Uchiha massacre still had happened. If I said it didn't happen, so yeah, I apologize, but I don't remember quite because like I said, I didn't write any script for this. Now back at story. So yeah, Uchiha massacre still happened, and Itachi was the one still who killed her entire clan, and Sasuke was enraged, but she kind of loved Naruto, so she didn't want to hurt him. But she thought that because of Itachi, she thought that if she wanted to get Mangekyo Sharingan and the power, she had to kill the one who she loved the most, and currently it was Naruto. As in canon, the search party, retrieval party was sent after Sasuke. It was Shikamaru, Neji, Lee, and Ino, Shino, Choji, and Naruto and Kakashi. As they went after her, every fight took as in place as in canon, while Naruto still fought her at the Valley of the End in her curse mark state 2, and Naruto in one or two tails cloak. I forgot, man. Oh well. As their fight took place, Naruto still got stabbed through almost through the heart, and Sasuke, when seeing this, was about to attack again. Then she calmed down as tears fall through her eyes, seeing how Naruto was lying there unconscious as it was bleeding from his chest where his heart used to be, she thought, as her eyes, which had three tomos, began to spin and change pattern as she saw it was Mangekyo Sharingan in water. As she then left with Kabuto, in her mind, she thought that she will avenge his death as well because he was the only person who she thought after her family died she loved or close to her. But unknowing to her, Kyubi was pissed at this, very, very pissed at this, as she was healing her and saying, "If I get out of this cage, I will rip her into shreds." As when female Kakashi arrived, she got very, very pissed at female Sasuke for doing this to the only last male, as well as the son of her sensei Minato, as she then picked him up and took him back to the Konoha for medical treatment. As he was in hospital, bandaged up, and as well as Neji and Choji still got pretty much took a lot of damage and were close to death basically, and they were still unconscious and were in hospital as well. As every pretty much the whole village visited him during his stay at the hospital. Even the nurses visited him for simple reasons like putting the curtains up or closing the windows down, even just checking up on him just to see him. Everyone knows that they were just there to see a glimpse of him, not to check up on him. Or yeah, the doctors who were supposed to take care of him were checking up on him. And Tsunade was specially taking care of Naruto because he was the last male and she kind of blushed and she kind of liked him for some reason. Yes, I think I'll give him a hair. And huge one at that. As we continue our story, as everything goes as it can, and Jiraiya still took Naruto for 3 hours to train outside the village. After a lot of struggling, because Minato and Kushina did, as well as his siblings, didn't want their brother to leave their village, as well as the whole Konoha council didn't wanted to leave their village. Oh, I forgot. I didn't mention the Konoha council. Their council still loved Naruto and didn't want their precious Naruto as well as their weapon to be fall into hands into any other village, because he was pretty much the last male, and they also wanted to put him in the CRA Act. It wasn't for class restoration, but for them to have more manpower, because he was the last male, and by breeding him with other girls, they can get a lot of males at their village. So, as for the Sand village, they still got their peace treaty, and as well as a marriage in hand with female Gara and Temari. They offered two of the Kazekage's daughters, while Kankuro was porting because she didn't get recommended. Nobody cares about Kankuro being a girl and recommended to Naruto. I don't want to at least give him that. As female Gara and Temari were recommended and they accepted, both parties accepted, and Naruto was kind of blushing because her mother Minato and Kushina, both mothers told him actually that he was in under CR Act for now on, by the order of council, and basically he can marry any woman who she who he loves or she loves him. That's the only rule, and it is basically the clan restoration process through which he will reproduce males. At least that's what the council thought. As the time went by, now we do a 3 year time skip as Jiraiya in this 3 years, because of Naruto wrote later on Icha Icha Paradise books on males for females, which were the best selling books in the world at the current time, because it was the complete observation and geogra- the observation on Naruto of Jiraiya, how he took bath, ate food, sleep, etc. etc. You know the P stuff. That's all. As the time went by, after 3 years of time skip, as Naruto and Jiraiya were returning back to the Konoha, as Naruto had grown quite a bit, he still wears his, as in picture, green jumpsuit jacket, as well as the, you can say, the Nike trousers with black shinobi sandals. Yeah, I'm gonna give him that. Just not the symbol on the front, you can say, but it's a jacket, and track jacket with green color and same trousers as in picture, you can see. But think of it as Naruto Shippuden beginning Naruto size. Yeah. And Naruto returned. Everyone welcomed him and was eyeing him with hearts in their eyes because he had grown more handsome and all. And Jiraiya was like grinning because everyone was jealous of Jiraiya, as Jiraiya could feel the killing intent of everyone, thinking that everyone was jealous because he spent 3 years with him. As Minato and Kushina and his siblings were quite happy, and they all had become Jonins at that time, but he was still a Chunin. No, Ganin, because Chunin exams were cancelled, as he frowned at that, and for just for his frowning, the council decided to give him the rank of Jonin, as he was granted the rank of Jonin without studying, without any shit, just because he frowned or pouted. That's why they gave him the rank of Jonin. And yeah, Tamari, and he was given a new building in Namikaze compound for his own and his future wives, which were, of course, in which Tamari and female Gara had already moved in. And Naruto was quite surprised when he found out. At getting home, he blushed like crazy, and both of them also kind of blushed. And now we go to Shikaku perspective. Shikaku was happy. she was very much pleased by her Jinchuriki. As everything goes as in canon. Oh yeah, this time Akatsuki are kind of after the Bijus, but their main objective was this was their secondary objective. Their main objective was to capture the last male on Earth, Naruto, and breed with him. Pretty much, this was the Akatsuki objective now. So yeah, I know some of you guys requested me to make this series parts, but as you know, I am making currently two more new series which I am writing their script down and then recording it, but I still somehow stutter, but I will manage to do something about that. uh, yeah, 5 more minutes. So Akatsuki, this was the Akatsuki's main objective, to capture Naruto and pretty much make him their breeding stock animal kind of thing. So now female Itachi and Kisame were spying on him near the Konoha village they were staying at, and they still had the bell test with Sakura and Naruto, and Kakashi gave up because she didn't want to get punched by Sakura, but she would love to get punched by Naruto. Yeah, it's quite perverted, but yeah, it is not 18 plus. There will no be that kind of shit. I know I there are quite series on this one, but no, not here. Let's continue. Back with Orochimaru, Sasuke was female Sasuke's training was coming right along, and it was going pretty much good, and she still managed to make friends with Karin. No, Karin was not like that towards female Sasuke as she was in canon. Suigetsu female version and Jugo female version. I guess that's Team Taga. And Orochimaru still wanted Naruto for herself. She asked Kabuto to capture a picture of him, and somehow she managed to. As when female Sasuke was passing by Orochimaru's office or laboratory, she saw on a desk Naruto's picture. After seeing this, she somehow got pretty much pissed at this, because all this year she thought Naruto was dead, but he was alive. She was happy about that Naruto was alive, and after killing older sister, she can go back to him, apologize, and hopefully Naruto will forgive him. Like that, she thought, just like that. But the thing that she got furious at is that the picture of Naruto was there in Orochimaru's office. This pissed female Sasuke, and in canon, when Sasuke tries to kill Orochimaru when he was on bed, that still happened. But in this reason, it was due to Naruto. She tried to kill female Orochimaru, but she managed to survive, and the Team Taka was formed as they went on their own adventure. I skipped that part in the anime because I don't want to watch the Team Taka. I didn't like it for some reason. There were too much fillers in that. So yeah, Akatsuki was still spying on Naruto as Naruto was just having fun in his life, and but he's still worried about female Sasuke and vowed to bring her back because she was his his friend. Man, I just remembered the song in Naruto, "You Are My Friend." That one. Oh well. Yeah, let's get back to story. As female Toby was also observing this, but she didn't want to harm Naruto. Now, let's make things spicy. In at the moon where Kaguya was looking at Naruto's growth as she had a perverted smile and her cheeks were red and she was huffing and as smoke could be seen from her mouth as her nose was bleeding. She was thinking to himself, "Come on, Zetsu. Let me free. Let me at him. Let me at him. As she was giggling to herself, soon I will be free and I will marry him and make him mine. She thought to himself. As this is where I will leave this part of, guys. If you somehow manage to get 20 likes or 15 likes at this part, I will make a new part of this. I'm not the best at it, but I'm trying to improve. So yeah, bear with me. And if you like this series or any other series on my channel, please leave a like, subscribe, or comment down below on which other series would you like me to do. This is Apollo Chia, and I'm signing out.